It's easy to chase your dreams when everything seems convenient. It's easy when everything aligns with what you're doing. It's easy when it's within your way, when it's within your reach. Now, the real challenge starts when it's so far from reach that you actually have to actively want it, actively have to go and get it. The real challenge starts when things fall apart and it's now more inconvenient for you to go after it than it was convenient. Now that's when you start to ask yourself, do I continue with this? Or do I give up right now? And what does giving up actually mean? And what does it mean to carry on? I mean, giving up is like you pause that pursuit and just replace it with something else in a way. Move away from it and come back to it. That's a break. But sometimes it's cool to move away from something and come back with a fresh mind, a fresh perspective. But giving up is something that's just out of the question. I mean, there's a million ways to succeed, a million ways to fail, infinite numbers of ways to get the job done. But most of them require discipline. You have to go and get it yourself. Nothing is handed, and the world owes you nothing. You're alive, that's good enough for me. Being alive, I mean, it's life. That's where everything starts. And we all have limited numbers of years on this earth, so it's like, do you just continue trying to figure out how you're going to navigate, or start actually taking the steps towards that navigation, the goal, the quest, and everything? Because I feel like it's easy to get stuck in this idea of just planning out everything. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. That you actually never do it. It's just something you want to do, but never get to do, but never take the step to do. Yeah, I feel like steps are more important than we would actually give them credit, because just start moving and figure out the rest. I mean, the concept of the notion of being entirely perfect or entirely acquainted with having a grasp or better understanding of whatever you want to achieve or whatever you want to go for, that's a somewhat delusional procrastination based mindset in a way. We usually just dive into things. Come on, that's how we learn. You dive into it, you start learning. And as you go along, you learn. Surround yourself with the right people who are more knowledgeable about whatever you want to endeavor in. Yeah, I remember starting out with this music stuff. Come on. It was wild. It's crazy, 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 crazy. My first beat sounds, I mean, ringtones sound better than my first beat. That's how bad it was. But a couple hundred beats later, a couple thousand beats later, and things got better. So if I was just like, okay, let me wait and try, like know enough to, before I even attempt my first beat, I would have never gotten to this point. Or like, let me just like, I don't know, write enough songs. Let me just like, I don't know, understand enough about writing songs that I never get to create. I wouldn't have created the past 400 songs I've put out if I was just waiting. Like, yeah, waiting is good to some extent, but acting on the impulse is much, much more better. And that's what the next step would be: discipline after you start. Because it won't always be easy. There's days when I don't want to create. There's days when I don't want to create, but the discipline is like being able to do what you don't want to do. Like you love it, you know. Like you have to do it. And sometimes we forget that we are just vessels in this world of creation. Uh, we're just vessels in a way. Ideas flow through us, and we just have to make sure we tap into them at the right time. And ideas are always flowing, and every time we're in the zone, we only get a glimpse of what's currently being transferred to us at that moment. And the more you spend, the more time you spend on your craft and creating whatever you do, the better you actually get, and the newer ideas you actually seem to like start to tap into. Because the beauty of the mind is like uh, you won't always be stuck on the same ideas for long. Yeah, every day it's like stimuli. You're experiencing new things, you're seeing new things, reading new books, watching new shows, whatever you're doing. You're constantly being exposed to new information, and that information might actually inspire a new idea, tilt your mind towards a different direction than you would normally look like. Oh, that's eye-opening, and that's really okay. That's amazing. That's one of those things that you just like learn to relax. Relaxing is one of those things you never really think about. Like in the process, as you create, as you pursuing everything, the adrenaline, the rush, the dopamine feel, that's what people are really going for. Like it's more addictive that way. The hype, you want to feel good, you want to feel like it to do it. You want to feel motivated, you want to feel inspired. But when you relax, it's more like a fight, really. That adrenaline might be good at the start, get you excited, get you pumped, get you throwing those big punches, whatever you're doing, kicking, whatever, go grappling, going wild. But eventually, you're gonna gas out. You're gonna get like really, really bent out. So being able to relax and having a clear mind, understanding, okay, this is really not like this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So how best can I navigate? How best can I save my energy? How best and where best should I save my spend my time and energy and efforts? And one of the best things that you can do is invest in yourself. I mean, knowledge, understanding. Come on, develop your skills. You're only as valuable as what you have in your mind, really. What you're able to apply. It's not really about what you know, but what you can apply. Come on, like. And in this world, it's becoming more and more valuable to stand out with like the advancement of AI. So most of the basic stuff is already being done, and this is where that human element comes into, like just being good at what you do. It's gonna be more. I feel like going into the future, it's going to be more important to be good at your craft, at your stuff, at whatever you do. Being a pro in a way, being good enough in a way. And the conventional ways of like getting information uh, keep changing. It's not always about like these days you can just look up anything, find books and whatever you want, and just educate yourself that way. And really, the barriers are becoming lower than ever. And as the barriers become lower, so that the competition increases in a way, but there is always enough room for everyone actually to participate and be a part and create and just do stuff. Come on, it's never too late to go after your dreams. I mean, the best time to start chasing your dreams was probably like, yeah, I don't know, the past, yesterday, couple. The next best time is actually today. So you just wake up, decide, okay, it's what I want. Yeah, and I'm going after it. One of the things that I've actually helped my days get better, like for me to get better, planning my days would be before I go to sleep, just telling myself, okay, yeah, it's what I want to do in the morning. I want to do this. Setting out a clear plan. And in the morning, I don't have to think about what I have to do. I already know what I have to do. I just like implement, apply, implement. I remember when I started my like weight loss journey. It's been a 2-year process now. I was at 104 kg. That's what 207 pounds. Yeah, and I've dropped it to about 80 kg. So I've dropped like 23 kg of what 46 pounds in the past 2 years. Yeah. It's just from consistency, doing little things, consistency, changing up things, just being, it's more about consistency and discipline, really. Um, the discipline is really, really important because you won't always feel like doing what you need to do. You won't always feel like, okay, yeah, let me take the next step. you won't, your mindset will never always be on that. And that's where your willpower is. What you need to understand is like fighting for what you want isn't something you learn, it's something you remember. Because at the end of the day, it's your will that fights, like that willpower. Like, what do you really want? The desire, the drive. That's like you fight for what you want with your heart, like your desires, and act on them to make them happen. So that willpower to actually act on what you want. Now that's the real goal. That's where the discipline starts from. It's having the willpower to push yourself beyond your limits and basically beyond what you think is your limit, because that's not really your limit. And mostly we are so unaware of what we are really capable of that we put a limit on what, based on our understanding. We just think, oh yeah, yeah, I can run 20 kilometers. Come on, I can barely like run 4 houses away or like 2 laps the day, because you've never pushed yourself that much before. You don't know. Your body is capable of so much. Your mind is capable of so much more than you can ever fathom. And being open to the idea, like just being able to push yourself every day, one step more than you did yesterday, is really essential. It's the pinnacle of like all inventions, all great acts, whatever. It all starts as an idea that gets acted upon on a daily basis, And sure, failing is one of those things that just do happen. Yeah, come on. The first part, like, have you ever tried boxing sports? I did a bit of boxing, karate, taekwondo, and currently MMA. Like, I'm preparing for my first amateur MMA fight right now. It's gonna be in like, by the time I'm recording this, it should be basically I have 29 days to go. 29 days and I'm fighting in a cage for the very first time. And I still can't believe that's happening. But I've been preparing. Yeah. Yeah. It was just, I don't know, it's random stuff, random information. Preparation. Like, I said, maybe let's say it's 8 months ago, 7 months ago, maybe like 7 to 8 months ago. Yeah. And before that, I wouldn't even have guessed that I was actually like decent at fighting. I would become this decent. I would evolve so fast. I would improve so fast. Mainly, I had to do so much. I had to do so much more just to fill the gap. Like I was training like 4 times a day, etc. Something like that. And 3 times a day. The morning, my 6 kilometer runs, maybe like 30 minutes of boxing, 30 minutes of kicking, and after like around 12, like 1 hour karate session, the evening taekwondo, and the other day, or MMA alternating on these two in the evening. Yeah. So I had to do a little more just to catch up with the people who had already been doing this and start bypassing them. For me to actually be able to compete and be on the same, be operate on the same level and or hold my own in a ring or in a fight, I had to like work extra, put in that extra time, that extra hour, and it does show. I feel like it's all about the compounding effect of the more you do something, a repetition, the better, the more efficient you get. The body creates this uh, new neural connections in the mind that efficiently allow your body to actually perform certain tasks more efficiently, using up less energy in a way. But anyway, more I don't know, the more automatic the action gets, the less energy, the less mind, the less thought you have to actually, um, less thinking you actually have to do to actually get it done. You know, like a piano player, keyboard, a pianist, keyboard player, whatever you call them, musicians who play in an orchestra. They'll spend so much time with the instrument that it looks effortless because they don't have to think about it. Uh, the mind finger connection is just so on point that it just flows out of them. They're constantly in the zone. It's like they never have to think about what key they're, I don't know, playing. That's what you want it to be. You want it to be almost, you want it to be a part of you. You want it to feel, you want it to be like in your DNA or something like that. because your body is capable of learning so much, learning, absorbing the world around you, and never put a limit on what you're capable of. I feel like sometimes you won't always see your greatness the way that you want it to be. I mean, it's easy to get caught up in like, okay, what's not working? Like, sure, you always have problems. We all do have them. It's easy to get caught up in just thinking, hey, this is not working for me. Why is everything such a mess for me, like in such a way or whatever? But just keep in mind that, hey, cool, it's part of life, it's part of life. You can either focus on all the things that are not working in your life. Come on, like, I remember a couple months ago, I lost my job, but I'm like, yeah, cool, thanks. Now I've got more time to work on myself, my goals, and whatever. But there's always something positive to look towards. If you just focus on the negative, you always have a negative outlook on the world. You just think focus on, oh yeah, I'm broke right now. You forget the people that care about you. You forget about the other skills and the experience you just learned. You forget the other possible opportunities that are just waiting for you to reach out and just go for them. And you need to be mindful of a lot of things. Come on. You need to be mindful of a lot of things. So it's all about perspective is everything. You look at a tree, you might see like, yeah, there are no fruits. And the carpenter will look at the same tree and say, wow, I can make a great chair with that. You know, it's all about perspective. Uh, Another guy will look at the same tree and be like, if I cut it down like this, if I cut it down today, in a month from now, I might have some firewood. So it's all about perspective. Perspective is everything. Uh, it's the difference between setting mediocre goals and setting big goals. And the thing that's really like really sucks is when they start telling you like, hey, be realistic with the goals you're setting. And usually they're telling you like try to think smaller, try to think something that's easily manageable. Because they don't think you have it in you to go that far, or they don't have it in them to go that far, and they just assume that you won't put in the extra hours, the extra time that's needed for you to actually achieve that. So be real, be realistic with your goals. That's something I never do. Come on, I set them as high as I possibly can and just risk it all in the process of getting and obtaining that. And the more people you have in your life, the crazier it becomes because your life no longer becomes yours. It's, I don't know. I mean, it's divided. The part you choose to give to the world, I just like the part I choose to give to the world, I value as much as the part I leave for myself. Because, hey, that's how life is. And people will know a version of you, a different version of you based on the part of your life when they meet you. Like how you interacted or how they viewed you or what was important or the mutual thing that connected you. That's the version of you they carry with them. But every day you're constantly evolving, you're changing, and maybe that was just the version you chose to show based on what was needed at the time. But there's more to you, there are more complexities to you. You're capable of so much more, and never bother yourself in what they expect. I mean, when you are capable of so much more. Yeah. Anyway, life is amazing. Life is good. Full of ups and downs. Mostly downs. But the ups are also there. Maybe because we start failing to see the ups for what they really are, like the victories, the smaller victories. Like every day you wake up, so you don't even value it. Like, you know how amazing the stars are, but you've seen them so much, you don't even give a shit about them. You don't even look up to the stars in admiration. You know how amazing, how magnificent the sun is, but you've seen it so much, it's always up there. You don't even pay attention to it. It's like, so the more abundantly a blessing is to you, the more abundant the blessing is, the less you value it. We value scarcity. That's the problem. Like we value the things that are in low demand, the things that we can't get a hold of. Like you might have a good job, whatever, good paycheck, and I don't know, after a year or 2 years of getting the same amount. That used to be a big deal for you back in the day, maybe like 2 years ago or whatever. But after some time, we're too familiar with the blessing, with the opportunity, whatever. We take it for granted. We stop to value it. I mean, this is kind of like a negative mindset thingy. Like, I don't know. It's like the people in our lives, when it translates to the people in our lives, like they're always there for you, and you start to take them for granted. You start to take their love, the presence for granted. Now that's really, really bad. That's when it becomes really, really toxic. Maybe you might say, okay, yeah, maybe it creates room for growth for you to be more ambitious and go after even more or bigger things. But I feel like you need to appreciate what you already do have in a way, and then say, okay, what's the next step? How do I grow from this? You know, yeah. And that has happened to me as well. I'm not perfect. I should do like look at myself and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing anything right now. Maybe it's because of like what we consider the metric for success these days. It's like it used to be being able to create something and that you find fulfilling, do something and be fulfilled, but uh, or like just like being able to being able to celebrate like the completion of a project, and that's no longer the matrix. The matrix is okay. Right now, it's like I put everything into creating something. I'm fulfilled with what I've created, but that is not enough. Now I need external validation from the world. Like, do they also like it? I feel like that's when it gets toxic. Because we start basing our happiness or our metric for success or fulfillment based on what other people say or how other people react or how other people feel. Now that's when you actually go in this rabbit hole of just chasing your tail, just chasing the same thing, chasing. Because now you're like, internally you're never really fulfilled until you put out something, maybe see the numbers go up, and that's when you actually, I don't know, start to equate numbers with joy. But the market has shown us over and over, it doesn't really care about the best stuff that much. The market is the market. It's never wrong in a way, but it's always changing. Yeah. And basing your happiness on something that's constantly fluctuating in a way, that's a gamble. That's very, very risky. That's a risky way of living. Yeah. I feel like being able to find joy and happiness from within yourself is more of the goal. Yeah. Being able to find fulfillment from within yourself and extending that love for yourself to everyone else around you. That's the joy. Being able to go after your dreams and pursue them with all your heart and enjoy the process. Learn to love the process. Now that's a victory. Being able to say I did this, I created this, I pushed through my failures and did this and accomplished this, regardless of how the world values it. I did this. Those are the inner victories. Those are the wins that build character. You know, like certain victories. I mean, there's certain victories that you just keep for yourself in a way, just to cherish. I mean, I remember in my early days, my beats were trash. Like, and I used to approach a friend, I'm like, hey man, listen to what I just made. I feel like sometimes the feedback was honest, but it was honestly brutal to where it's like, it makes you never want to create again. Because now, like, when you finish it, you are like excited, like, this, I just did this. And the reaction is like, okay, this isn't really good enough. And yeah, the first whatever beats will be trash. The first whatever creations you make, whatever you do, at first whatever you want to learn, acrobatics, whatever you want to learn, it won't be amazing. But it's the process. Learn to value the process. Celebrate, like celebrating the little wins, the little accomplishments, whatever you do in the moment. That's what keeps you going. Being able to say like, okay, cool, enjoying the win, enjoying the win, enjoying the win. Eventually, gradually, you actually get better, and don't give people too much power than they should have in your life. I mean, don't make it to where their word is a deal breaker for you. It's where, because then you're now enslaved by their opinion, and it creates this thing in your mind to where you're creating, but you're no longer creating for yourself. You're stepping on eggshells because you don't want to offend people. You don't want to do this, but that's not And that's not creative enough. Come on. That's putting a limit, you know. That's being a slave in your own mind. No one is watching you. You're watching yourself and creating under their conceptions of what this should be or what's appropriate, what's acceptable to them, forgetting your own truth in a way. I mean, don't forgetting your own truth or your own message that you want to convey in a way. Be as free and reckless as you can with your creations. Let them be an extension of your life and everything you've experienced, everything you want to experience, all your views and your imagination, your love for the world. Let it show, let it show, let it bleed out of you. That part of you, that's deep, deep, hidden deep inside of you. There's always something more that you have than that you are unaware of. And the thing is, the more comfortable you get connecting with yourself, you are in a way connected with a part the part in someone else that resonates with the part in you that you have to tap into during that creation, during that endeavor. Come on. Victory or conquest and battle have been a part of human nature from the very, very beginning of time. Survival, early man, whatever. I mean, like, people have always fought for what they wanted, hunted, gathered, what they done so much, done so much, done so much. So life is a constant battle of evolving, of evolving, of evolving, of evolving, and just understanding what's needed and getting it done to ensure your survival. And one thing that you sooner understand is surviving isn't enough. Surviving is like the basic principle of human life. It's like survive. It's like you're alive. Then you have survived. You woke up another day. Yeah, that's the basic. That's the foundation. That's where you start from. Come on. The next thing is, how do you thrive? How do you become more? How do you do more with your life? How do you do more? How do you do more? Doing more. It's crazy. The basic. Don't be don't be satisfied with the basic of just like, yeah, you're alive. Yeah, cool, cool, cool. I mean, what's next? Like, just gonna wait for your death? Come on. You can do more than that. I'm not saying everyone should have these outrageous life quests like cure cancer or whatever, but to some extent, to like a small degree, if you want, like, there's something that you feel like you can do, just do it. And if you feel like you can teach 4 people how to, like, I don't know, how to be better, do that. If you feel like you want to be a medical personnel and just like help lives, help save lives, go for it. You want to join the army and just like fight for your country, I don't know, patriotism, whatever that is. Do that. Come on, it's just like find something. I feel like the point of waking up is having a purpose in a way. Life is a blessing. Is a blessing enough on itself. And what we do with that life also creates a bigger blessing in other people's lives as well. How do we impact the community around us, the people around us, our families, our loved ones, the people we care about? What example are we setting? How do we interact with the people around us? At the end of the day, we're still human, and we have to honor our interactions, our friends, our people, loved ones, our community. How we have to contribute to this world as much as it has given to us, as much as we give. I mean, like, life isn't always about taking. It's also about what are you willing to give. What value do you add, and and the value is countless. Like, it's counts in countless ways. You can give your time in a way to people, to help, to do whatever. You can give your time, you can give your attention, you can give your resources, like, I don't know, people who help charity, whatever they do, with organizations like that. You can give your time, your resources. We just be creative with it. Like, how do you add value? I mean, the more value you can add, the more valuable you become to the market. That's that's something that's, yeah. The more value you can add something, the more valuable you become to the market, and that's business 101. Remember this one time. Anyway, let me just not go into crazy storytelling. Nobody likes listening to something that lasts super long. I don't know. Maybe I've said a lot. I think I might do more of this. Yeah, so my name is Manj Sinkala, and the time is around 3 a.m. right now as I'm doing this. And wait, what? It's 4 a.m. right now, 4:21. Yeah. So let me just I don't know, take it now, try to sleep, doze off for a bit, wake up, and just I don't know, might go for a run. Am I really going for a run? Am I? I know Monday I'm running, but am I going for a run the moment I wake up? Very unlikely. Very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. Yeah. With different obligations for the day. Yeah. So hey guys, thank you for your time. Thank you for taking the time to listen and just it's been great just hanging out, you know. I should do this more often. Yeah. Anyway, I wish you the best. Just by like I don't know, the time we've spent together, I feel like you seem like a cool person. With dreams and hopes like I don't know. That are just waiting for you to achieve. I hope you achieve them. I hope you actually be everything you ever wanted to be, regardless of what the people around you say. You are capable of so much more. Don't limit them. Don't limit yourself to please their ideals. The reality is the reality you make. I mean, that's the thing about sanity and being serene and like craziness. I mean, like, yeah. The reason you're not in a mental hospital right now is because yeah, you're choosing to act on impulses that don't actually do damage, do harm in a way. Clearly, it's easy for you to just like I don't know, punch random people out in the streets. Yeah, but you know not to act on that impulse. The moment you start acting on the wrong impulses, now that's when things go crazy. Because the reality changes now. Because what you think doesn't really change the world. It's what you do with your thoughts. Now that's what really, really changes. It's the thoughts you act upon. So the difference between how your life was yesterday and how it's going to be today is what thoughts you act on. What thoughts you act on. So it's you deciding, hey, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do today. I'm going to do it. Yeah, hey, today, what did I do yesterday? I slept all day and watched anime. Cool. Today, I'm actually doing something different, and that's really up to you. You have all the power. You have more power than you actually do realize, and just be aware of that sometimes. Yeah. And so one thing that really helps is just being alone. Meditation is something that we don't really do a lot, but some of the best ideas come when you're alone, when you just face yourself. I mean, others are just so afraid of facing themselves that they'd rather distract themselves with, like, I don't know, addiction, drugs, whatever, partying, having fun, sex, everything, whatever they can to just distract themselves. Social media, just, they don't want to be alone with their thoughts. They know the conversation that's going to come up. They know where their mind is going to go and the truth that's going to be heard. They don't want to hear that. They want to suppress that as much as possible, but imagine the burden of just running from yourself, constantly running from yourself by keeping your mind busy because you're too afraid of to be with yourself long enough that the real problem might actually, I don't know, pop up in your mind and you actually have to face it in a mental way before you can invest in the physical way. So you avoid the mental confrontation of your issue. Anyway, don't mind me. Thank you for your time. Much love. Manji Sinkala. Until we meet again. Until we talk again. Yeah, you know how it goes. Peace. Oh, if you want to hear more of this stuff, just, I don't know, this will be on whatever platform you're going to listen to this on. Just, I don't know, follow, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know how you feel about this. Thanks for your time. Peace. And I'm out.